mysteriously, the flea market in Port St. John just kept burning down, burning down, burning down. It's because Don, that old silent bird man, when I came back from Georgia with amnesia, said, "Hey, work at this computer shop." He had a bunch of computers everywhere, and then people kept stealing his computers, so we sent Bill from that shop into the CIA, and then we said, well, we got this virus problem. So Mr. Kirk, myself, took all the little floppy disks and all the disks he had, and sitting at a house, at the Phillips house, they fired him from the city commissioner, town planning, and sent his ass back to New York because Mr. Kirk was over there going through all the disks trying to find a virus. And he said, well, they sent Donna's brother out there to break all the computers that Mr. Kirk had. The ones that look like the little scan machines on The Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, that one. So Mr. Kirk is trying to get rid of the virus, and they're trying to say, don't get rid of the virus. So I guess we know who Brevard County should probably go pick up, since she just showed up out of the blue from New York in Brevard County and then came over with this bullshit trucker story. So he said, well, that Don guy from World War II, the silent airman, must have been a pretty smart dude. And they go, well, what just happened? And we go, well, that's what happens when the truth walks up into the courthouse and says, hey, we got this screwed up stuff going on. We had a couple judges that had stocks in the MEMA Corporation that Yvonne Howard was stealing drugs from, piping them over to Bill Howard that he was selling. And that's where you find Robert Sellers and Christine Sellers, because they had quite the drug supply coming from the sample packs and everything else that Miss Howard could get her hands on in the nurses' facilities that she was working in the MEMA Corporation. So when shit hit the fan, they kicked Mr. Kirk out of the courthouse, myself, and told him he didn't know how to describe the shoreline. So went and sold the entire shoreline of the United States and came back to tell the courthouse about it again. MEMA Corporation suddenly disappeared, no longer exists. So I guess they got another corporation now. So Judge Crawford said those people were scumbags. So Christine, being on the phone, she said those people were scumbags. Yeah, he was talking about everybody in that room where Mr. Kirk came in for an emergency hearing because they tried to frame him for something else. And Mr. Crawford said, I could see it's been a misunderstanding. And I said, yep. Mr. Kirk walked out of the courthouse. Next thing you know, we come back on Mr. Kirk's birthday, and he chews out all the lawyers that still ain't heard it. So now we got to have another judge, Judge Moxley. So I'll tell you what it is. Mr. Kirk's not into drugging children and stealing pharmaceuticals from pharmaceutical companies to sell on the street, to do street brainwashing with bullshit. And there you have it. So we have the Top Gun movie, and we'd like to tell all those people we have International Sign Language.